Cause she's an itty bitty spider with an itty bitty lighter that she might just come from. She's a snake crawling, creeping on the floor. If you give her time of day, baby, that's your first mistake. She will swallow you whole for you know.
Yeah, that's my intro. Welcome back, guys. Some way, somehow, I was gonna have to get this video out, man. It's not a very easy video to do. Just a reminder, this Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC, which is server time. I'll be doing my first live video. Hop on it if you got any questions, if you want to go over the tier list of reasons, debate whether heroes should be moved up or down, or if you want to if you want some help with your builds after I go over the update, we can cover some of that stuff. Tune in this Tuesday. I'm not expecting a large turnout, but I would be happy for if I did get one. We're gonna go over scrolls. So I haven't heard anyone term the scrolls, so this could possibly be the first terminology for scrolls. I haven't heard anybody break them down into three separate categories. I categorize them as arena scrolls for the specific scrolls, the ones where you only can apply it to vampire, only apply it to werewolf, only apply it to mage, and only apply it to hunter. Then the cracker scrolls, which is when it's crack shooters, crack fighters, crack drivers. And then the AoE scrolls, which is the thunderbolts and the fire. This is the way I classify them in these three different types. Today we're going to focus on the arena scrolls, which I like to term the arena scrolls. So the reason why I like to call these the arena scrolls is because they have a particular ability that happens only in exploration, which is arena, whether it's going to be the towers or things of that nature. And that's once you equip 4 of them. This one in particular only to vampires. The wearer of the equipment gains extra life steal, which restores health equal to 3% of the damage dealt by the wearer each round. It doesn't say it here, but I remember that this could be stacked. So that's for the vampire. That's what they get. As far as the mages, once you have 4 of them during battle and explanation, the wearer of the equipment gains an extra damage reduction. Reducing 5% of the damage taken, but the effects only reduces damage taken from heroes of factions other than mages. So as long as it's not a mage that's attacking them, they will reduce the damage. For the werewolves, during the battle and exploration, the wearer of the equipment gains extra damage boost, which takes effects only when the target's health is below 50%, dealing 5% additional damage. It's not a lot, but it's something. And then there is, of course, the hunters. During battle and exploration, the wearer of the equipment gains extra follow-ups crits, with which the follow-up damage must crit. So if it's follow-up, if it does any follow-up, it will guarantee a crit. There are a few heroes that have follow-up, especially under the hunter class. And all of these, what I like to call arena scrolls, have something that's particular to its faction type. They all have the same stats for the hero, depending on which tier that you unlock. These are the benefits it will get all the way up to tier 3, a max 2%. You have to have it equal. For instance, if you have one, and I think I have an example of it on one of my heroes now. As you can see here with Yuri, I have 2 of the crack shooters, I believe, crack fighters. 2 of the crack fighters, 3 of the crack fighters at level 2, and one at level one. So when that happens, the stats that you're actually getting is the level one stats. As you can see here, only the level one stats, not getting the level two stats because I don't have all four of them equipped. And that's the same thing with the crack fighter attributes. Uh, just the level one, the tier one stats unlock. The tier two does not unlock. And then we have also equipment attributes on the bottom. So yeah, so that's just something to pay attention to because they're not really mentioned. That's just the equipment that you have there. That's the attributes of the equipment that you have there. Like for instance, the sword that I have here has attack of 3822 and a health of 3822, and arena, and then for the troops a 19.3 for shooter and fighter attack, and it's different for the different ones. As you can see, that's the equipment itself. That the equipment, the type of stats the equipment have, like the ring. This their equipment. That's what's at the bottom. Some people thought that they were getting these extra stats because of the way it rolls all the way down, but it's actually the stats for the equipment, and these are the boosts that the scrolls will add to your hero. The top part, which it says hero, is for arena and things of that nature, and the bottom part is for troops. So we're just focusing on these on this scroll set, and I just want to say, like, as lowly as these uh arena scrolls may seem, they can make a big difference in actual arena fighting. However, I would not focus on purchasing any of those, or if I have an opportunity to get other scrolls before those, I'm going to do that. I'm focusing on Thunderbolt and crack fighters, and I'm probably going to get crack shooters since there are a lot of people getting shooters. The good thing about the scrolls is that they can consistently be swapped out. So I know one of the things that I said before, that my problem with making this video was that there's so much information. It's because I was trying to be so I guess I wanted to, so informative on it. There are a lot of the similar equipment that have a lot of the equipment, a lot of the scrolls that have similar stats depending on which one it is. For this particular set of scrolls, we see the vampires and the mage receive pretty much the same overall stats: speed, attack, and health and defense plus 5%, attack, speed, health, and defense plus 1% at tier 2, and at tier 3, speed, attack, and health is 2, and defense is 2%. And for troops, they both receive shooter defense plus 5%, driver defense plus 5%, shooter health and driver health, and then shooter attack and driver attack. They reduce the damage taken by troops in battle. It should say -2%. It says +2%, but it's -2%. It's actually a debuff for the vampire and the mages, whichever one you choose to use. They have a debuff on them. And then the werewolf, hero, speed, attack, health, and defense plus 5%. It's the same thing as the vampires. This is what the hero would receive. And then for the troops, instead of it being shooter defense, there's going to be fighter defense, fighter health, and fighter attack. And the damage dealt by troops in battle is +2%. There's not a, if you notice, that is not a reduction. That is not a debuff. Whereas the vampire and the mages have a debuff. To me, the one that has the best stats would be the hunter, and that's even though they all have the speed, attack, health, and defense, starting out at 0.5 and ending up at 0.2. I mean at 2.0. The hunter has fighter defense plus 5%, shooter defense plus 5%. Those are the two troops you would more than likely use, and that's fighter health and shooter health plus 5%, and fighter attack and shooter attack plus 5%, and damage dealt by troops in battle, just like what's going on with the werewolves, is plus 2%. So if I was to utilize one of the what I like to call arena scrolls, it would be the hunters. The problem with it is you can only put it on hunters. So if you don't have a hunter inside your attack formation, it really ain't going to receive this benefit. And I would say if it's not inside your main attack formation, that would be a time when I will want to use it, maybe put it on Veach, and then replace Lilith with Veach. If at some period of time, uh, my Veach was to be able to get as strong as my Lilith, but maybe, that's the only one I can think of. I wouldn't trade out anyone else because they have other benefits that I have them in there for, like Yuri and Susanna with the extra troops, and Layla with her personal debuffs, and Mines with his defense. And not to mention Mines as a fighter. Yuri and Susanna are also fighter heroes. So, as I already mentioned, I like to call these the arena scrolls because of the extra benefit that they give to the heroes in arena. But they do give a lot of benefit in PvP and also in regular explore. The drawback to the arena scrolls is the fact that you could only put it on the hero, the faction that is geared towards, like werewolf, of course, werewolf scroll on werewolves only. Where I would prefer the ones that's on hunter to actually be put it on, like my maybe my Lilith or one of my other heroes in my first group, mainly because of the bonuses to shooter attack, health, defense. You know what I mean? This would benefit my PvP. So, but that's it for this video. Video 2 be out on Sunday. Like, comment, rate, subscribe.